For most of us, our earliest memory of a wristwatch involves a Timex. Whether it was the Indiglo that got you through middle school sleepovers or the Iron Man that tracked your very first mile, Timex has always been there. And for a brand with roots dating back to 1854 as the Waterbury Clock Company in Connecticut, that kind of multi-generational staying power isn't just impressive, it's incredibly rare. By the mid-20th century, Timex had become a household name thanks to the legendary Takes a Licking and Keeps on Ticking campaign, a series of televised torture tests that proved the brand's commitment to durability at an accessible price point. And by 1962, 1 in every 3 watches sold in the US was a Timex. In 2019, Timex Group creative director Giorgio Galli, a Milan-born designer who had quietly been crafting watches for the likes of Swatch, Gucci, and Ferragamo since the early 90s, launched the Giorgio Galli S1, a $450 automatic that signaled Timex's first real foray into the enthusiast space. The well-received S1 and S2 collections served as a proving ground for what would come next: Timex Atelier, a full Swiss-made sub-brand aimed squarely at the likes of Hamilton and Tissot, and its flagship model, the Marine M1A, a $950 automatic diver that not only turned heads and raised eyebrows, but also sold out instantly in its initial production runs. We've owned the watch since its initial release late last year, and after spending months with the watch on wrist, we figured it was due time to take a closer look at the Timex Atelier Marine M1A. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room right away. Yes, this is a Timex that costs nearly $1,000, and naturally, the internet has had plenty to say about that, with the community coining Grand Timex as a tongue-in-cheek nod to the brand's upmarket ambitions. And honestly, we get it. When you've built your reputation on reliable, affordable timepieces for over 170 years, crossing the 4-figure threshold is definitely going to raise some eyebrows. But here's the thing, the Marine M1A makes a remarkably strong case for itself the moment you get it in hand. The watch is genuinely beautiful. The black enamel dial catches light with a depth and richness you simply don't expect at this price point. And the skeletonized lug architecture, a Galli signature dating back to his metal injection molding case designs for Nautica in 1996, gives the M1A a layered, modern presence that sets it apart from the sea of Submariner-inspired divers in this range. Timex lists the case at 41mm, but the actual case without the bezel sits closer to 39.7mm, which means it wears more like a 40mm on wrist. You can see it here on our wearer's 6.75-inch wrist for reference. It felt proportional and comfortable right out of the box, never wearing as large as a spec sheet might suggest. And while some in the community have drawn comparisons to the Blancpain 50 Fathoms by way of the domed ceramic bezel, we think the Marine M1A does more than enough on its own to carve out a distinct identity in the sub-$1,000 dive watch landscape. The 41mm stainless steel case measures 13mm thick with a 47mm lug-to-lug, dimensions that are right in line with the category's heavyweights. But the numbers only tell part of the story here. The skeletonized lugs and black IP-coated mid-case work together to visually slim the profile, giving the watch a sense of depth and dimension that you typically don't find at this price tier. Those cutaway sections reveal the contrasting mid-case beneath, and there are polished chamfers along the interior edges of a skeletal frame that catch the light beautifully. It's a small detail that, as Galli himself put it, is designed to be discovered slowly over time. The unidirectional ceramic bezel has a satisfying click action with 120 clicks and a slightly domed profile. The bezel insert features lume numerals, not just a pip, filled with Swiss Superluminova, which is a nice touch that we're seeing become something of a Timex signature on their higher-end divers. Speaking of the pip, Timex designed a novel stack of tapering horizontal lines around the lume marker at 12, creating a subtle visual accent that ties into the triangular index on the dial below. The crown sits at 3 o'clock, flanked by skeletonized crown guards that echo the case's cutaway design language. It's a screw-down unit securing 200 meters of water resistance, and the crown itself is signed with a retro-style TWC, Timex Watch Company logo. A small but appreciated heritage nod. Flip the watch over and you'll find a sapphire exhibition caseback proudly displaying the Catena SA100 movement, along with the Giorgio Galli for Timex Atelier engraving, Swiss-made designation, and the 29 jewel count. The dial is where the Marine M1A truly punches above its weight. Timex employs a polished black enamel finish, a process that achieves a deep, glossy surface that you typically associate with watches costing several multiples of this price. Under direct light, it has a liquid-like quality that's absolutely striking in person and far more impressive than press images would suggest. Protecting the dial is a double-curved sapphire crystal with a triple-layer anti-reflective coating, and it's one of the better executed crystals we've seen at this price point. The double curve reduces distortion and reflections to a minimum, maintaining excellent legibility from virtually every angle. We have zero complaints here. The applied silver indices are filled with Swiss Superluminova and set into a brushed silver rehaut that surrounds the enamel center, creating a layered sense of depth. A discreetly printed minute-tracked chapter ring runs along the periphery, with its outer edge subtly angled outward toward the wearer. The indices themselves are framed by a slightly raised metallic border before stepping down to the enamel surface, giving the dial a three-dimensional quality that really rewards closer inspection. The polished Dauphine-style hour and minute hands are generously filled with lume, alongside a lollipop seconds hand. The finishing is clean and precise, a step up from what we've seen on similarly priced offerings from Seiko. After a full day of natural light exposure, the lume glows a consistent green that remains legible into the late hours, with the lume's bezel numerals adding welcome readability in low light conditions. Dial tax here is tastefully minimal. Timex Atelier sits below the 12, with automatic and 200 meters 660 feet above the 6. Powering the Marine M1A is the Swiss-made Catena SA100, an automatic caliber beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour, 4 Hz, with 29 joules and a 36-hour power reserve. It hacks, it hand winds, and it's decorated with Geneva striping on the rotor and pearlage throughout, all viewable through the exhibition caseback. The Catena name is where things get interesting here, and a bit divisive in the watch community. Catena SA is a Swiss company with roots tracing back to the 1940s, though their current focus is primarily third-party calibers. They're not ETA, they're not Sellita, and for a segment of the community, that's become quite the sticking point. The movement remains one of the most scrutinized elements of the Marine M1A. All of that being said, during our time with the watch, we haven't had any issues. Obviously, time will tell, and we can't say how well this will hold up in years to come, so take that with a grain of salt. The winding feel is smooth, and the watch keeps time within a range that we're comfortable with. We will say, the 36-hour power reserve definitely feels a touch short by today's standards. Watches like the Hamilton Khaki Field series offer an 80-hour power reserve, and even the Christopher Ward Sealander delivers 40 hours with the Sellita SW200. For daily wearers, 36 hours is probably sufficient, but collectors rotating watches will find themselves winding or setting more frequently. Then there's the ghost date position, a crown stop that exists because the SA100 accommodates a date complication this configuration doesn't use. We'd call it out as a quirk, not necessarily a functional issue, but at this price point, we would have preferred Timex source a variant without said quirk. It's a minor design preference from our end rather than a design flaw, but again, it's the kind of detail enthusiasts will notice. The Marine M1A ships on a 20mm NBR strap, a premium synthetic rubber known for its resistance to oils, chemicals, and general wear. It's supple and really comfortable right out of the box, with no real break-in period to speak of, and the textured outer surface gives it a technical, purposeful look that complements the diver aesthetic nicely. The strap is secured by a custom-designed stainless steel deployment clasp bearing the Timex Atelier branding, which feels solid and secure on the wrist. Quick-release spring bars are included, making tool-free strap swaps effortless and inviting experimentation with aftermarket options. We'd also like to note that the bracelet version that comes at $1,050 features Timex's tool-free link removal system, which is probably one of the coolest and most convenient bracelet adjustment systems we've encountered in this category. Something to consider if you're deciding between the two configurations. So, as we round out the review, we once again ask the question, is the Timex Atelier Marine M1A worth it? And after spending considerable time with this watch, we think the answer is a confident yes, with a small asterisk. The Marine M1A stacks up well against the competition. The Hamilton Khaki Field Automatic, around $850, offers an 80-hour power reserve and proven caliber, but it lacks the ceramic bezel, 200 meters of water resistance, and an enamel dial. The Tissot PRX Powermatic 80, also around $850, matches the Marine on movement pedigree, and the 80-hour power reserve is solid, but it trades the tool watch specs for an integrated bracelet sports watch that plays in a completely different lane. And the Mido Star 200, roughly $1,100, is perhaps the closest spec-for-spec competitor, pairing a ceramic bezel, sapphire crystal, and 200 meters of water resistance with a Powermatic 80 movement. But it doesn't really come close to the M1A's dial execution or design ambition. So what about that asterisk we mentioned earlier? Well, that would be the Catena SA100. It's the one area where the Marine M1A asks for a bit of leap of faith over more established alternatives. If long-term reliability proves out and early owner reports suggest accuracy is solid, it becomes a non-issue. What we can say without a doubt, this watch looks and feels far more expensive than $950. The enamel dial, ceramic bezel, sapphire crystal, Swiss movement, and skeletonized architecture add up to a package that really surprises in person. If you're the type of collector who reads the spec sheet before the logo on the dial, the Marine M1A makes a very compelling argument for itself and might just be one of the most interesting sub-$1,000 divers on the market right now. As always, we'd love to hear from you. Would you spend $1,000 on a Timex? And does the brand on the dial matter more than the watch on your wrist? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.